Welcome, C&G 124-500. Haven't had a chance to catch up with everyone's discussions or start grading the activities here, but was following along as we were going. Let's see, content. This week we dive into subnetting 2 along with, I believe that's it, right? Subnetting 2. Yeah, so subnetting 2 workbook assignments, and we dive into, let's see, data link and Ethernet layer. So we look at the OSI layer model and also the TCP/IP layer model, and then we look at Ethernet switches. And if you've already done the reading, you see that the switches operate by looking at and forwarding packets based on the MAC address. On the MAC address. The switches themselves necessarily they associate the MAC address with some IPs, but realize that an IP address can change just because when you take your notebook or you take your laptop or any other device, or your phone even, you take that device on any other network, the MAC address remains the same while the IP address will change at that point. So that kind of, when you take a look at the slides, pay close attention to how the ARP table is built. If you have your home computer or a campus computer, open command prompt, make sure it's elevated command prompt. So click that Windows button, then type in CMD. It should bring up command prompt, and then right-click that command prompt and run it as administrator. And then once you're inside of it, do like an ARP-A. I guess I can show you right here. We'll see if it works. Click that, CMD, right-click. Run as administrator. Okay, I can't. I'm on the school computer, so I can't do it. So here we have the command prompt on the school's computer or the school's tablet. So if I type in ARP, it gives me nothing. It says, okay, what do you want to do with ARP? SDA. So say I want to do like a ARP-A. I should be able to see, there we see. I'm able to see an ARP table that my computer has built with some addresses in there that I don't recognize fully yet. I know that's the broadcast address, FFF, FFF, and 255, 255, 255. I can see how those are associated. I can probably just circle with my pointer. The broadcast address, and I can associate that pretty darn fast. What these are, I'm unsure of because I don't know how the network's set up here at school, but they are static addresses, and we can try to do a trick like this. ARP-D. Yeah. So I wasn't able to do that because I'm not in the elevated command prompt, which is to run it as administrator. But with that ARP-D command, I should have been able to delete my ARP table address, and then in the background, the computer starts to rebuild that for itself. Really, really cool. It's very interesting on how it's built. If you look at the slides, it'll tell you that it starts building its ARP table by doing a broadcast. Very, very cool thing. Very, very cool thing. Let's see. I think I have one more video for your homework. Yes. So make sure you look at that video for your homework. Once again, as we should have one more week of practice that helps us understand this. Keep on practicing on subnetting. We shouldn't be at any sort of professionals yet, but it'll happen. this part we rehearsed for a while. So make sure that you're not only, if you're not getting it and you're struggling, make sure to start practicing within that workbook so you get more exposure to how to subnet. If you have any issues, please reach out to me, and I'll get back to you to help you figure something out. A tip or a trick. There's only so many things that. Well, there's a lot of things I know with subnetting, but if you don't vocalize to me that you're having issues, it's hard for me to help you at that point. Next week, we cover no new reading, but next week is an interesting week because it is mostly a lab week. So be prepared for a heavy-duty set of labs. We jump into Packet Tracer at that point. Right here is where you get the file that I want you to use with Packet Tracer. Let's see, this week, if you try to reach out Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, including Monday, I will be on vacation. So just realize that my hotel room, every time I go to South Dakota, the hotel room has very, very poor internet. Sometimes I can't even check my emails. But if there is a coffee shop I can go to, I'll definitely do my best to check my emails. But realize that next week is more like a lab week. No new reading. It's just cranking out these 3 labs. Lab 10, build a hub network. Make sure you give yourself ample time for that because that lab does take substantial time since you're learning Packet Tracer and trying to complete the lab at the same time. And remember, the Packet Tracer file is right there. With that, I think the kickoff for this week is good. Have a good week this week. Enjoy your last few days of February. And I'll post another content probably Thursday before I take off. Oh.